Hello and welcome to Newsbreak. I'm your host, Nick Steffens. The Panther and Demon soccer teams put an end to one of the wildest streaks in sports, but first, today's top stories. Main Street Washington, an affiliate of the Main Street Iowa program, has seen over $20 million in private investment in its downtown district since establishment in 2008, half of which was invested in the past 5 years. Main Street Iowa, the Iowa Economic Development Authority, and Iowa Finance Authority officials recognized the organization's milestone and presented the Leadership Award to Main Street Board President Maddie Widmer. The investment was measured through Main Street Washington's quarterly reports, which include funds spent on non-Main Street initiatives, but only reflect completed projects in the downtown district, where the organization often participates. Main Street Iowa's Executive Director Debbie Durham said that the milestone demonstrated the program's economic impact and ability to promote growth in business, jobs, and investments in Iowa's communities. Main Street Mount Pleasant was recognized with the State Leadership Award at the annual Main Street Iowa Development Awards held in Des Moines. The program honors those who work tirelessly to revitalize Iowa's downtowns and make a difference in the state's Main Street districts. The Watering Nymphs were honored with the Leadership Award for taking care of the downtown flower pots and beds. The group included Ashley Lohman, Chuck Albright, Penny Ronbuehler, and Grace Vandenberg. 14 projects received recognition, and 47 Leadership Award recipients were honored for significant leadership and volunteer contributions to their local Main Street programs. The Main Street Iowa program, established in 1985, has had a significant impact on Iowa's economy, including more than $2.6 billion in private investment, more than 3.7 million volunteer hours, and more than 5,300 new businesses, and more than 16,000 jobs. The Washington Public Library celebrated El Dia de los Niños and El Dia de los Libros, Day of the Child and Day of the Book, for the first time on Saturday. The annual holiday, which is widely popular in Mexico, where it is observed on April 30th, has never been largely celebrated in Washington. Library staff and members of the nonprofit group Latinos for Washington organized the event, complete with a bilingual storytime, piñatas, popcorn, and other activities, to emphasize the importance of literacy for children of all linguistic and cultural backgrounds. Despite colder than ideal weather, roughly 25 to 30 people attended the event. The organizers hope to make the celebration an annual affair and expand on it in the future. Waco High School in Wayland recently hosted the Ultimate Warrior pageant, with 13 junior and senior boys competing in team wear, talent, and style and wit categories. The biannual event raises funds for the school and community while supporting extracurricular activities. The contestants representing various student teams and organizations perform in front of a panel of 3 judges, who then reveal the winners of the title of Waco Ultimate Warrior. This year, the crown went to Chase Waterhouse, Mr. Volleyball. In addition to the competition, the event also featured a silent dessert auction and a People's Choice Award, raising almost $1,300. The Ultimate Warrior pageant is an opportunity for students to be center stage and to build confidence while stepping outside their comfort zones. We're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we'll take a look at the weather and sports.
Protection is important, especially when you're talking about your dreams, which is why we're going to keep you covered with plans that can save you up to 23% when you bundle your home and auto. That's protection.
Bring the kids and share the memories from steam engines, antique cars and trucks, tractors, gas engines, and horses. Maybe your memories are of great food from the North Village to the Log Village, or going to one of the amazing concerts. This is the place where memories are made. Make plans now to enjoy the history of the past at the 2023 Midwest Old Thrashers Reunion, August 31st through September 4th in Mount Pleasant. Visit oldthrashers.com for more details. Welcome back to Newsbreak. I'm your host, Nick Steffens. With your 5-day forecast coming up, first obituaries. Helen Hennies of Fort Madison passed away on April 13th at the age of 104. Schmidt's Funeral Home is in charge of the arrangements. Justin Keith Shy of Sigourney passed away on April 18th at the age of 42. A memorial service will be held on April 29th at 11 a.m. at the Ollie Baptist Church. Home Funeral Home is in charge of the arrangements. James Orville Manley of Washington passed away at the age of 78. A funeral service will be held at 10:30 a.m. April 28th at the Jones and Eden Funeral Home. That was obituaries. It is now time for your 5-day forecast. Today has been 61 degrees and partly cloudy. Tomorrow temperatures will rise up to 70 degrees and it'll be partly cloudy. Friday will be more of the same with a high of 7 degrees and partly cloudy skies. Temperatures will fall over the weekend, with Saturday being 63 and mostly cloudy. And on Sunday, it'll be 54 and mostly cloudy with high winds. We're going to take another quick break, and when we come back, we'll take a look at sports.
Unbelievable amount of devastation. I've never seen anything like it.
We had a beautiful barn that was gone in 20 minutes.
Farm Bureau stepped up right away and said, hey, we got you and we'll be there for you.
We were taken care of. Now we could get on to repairing and rebuilding.
I tell everybody about Farm Bureau.
We're fortunate to say we have good coverage with good people doing it.
Contact Farm Bureau agents Tony Starr and Mike Welcher in Mount Pleasant today.
At 5 Star Community Credit Union, we want to help you lead a better life. We offer competitive rates and convenient appointment times for all kinds of loans: auto, recreational vehicles, home equity, line of credit, holiday, and personal loans. We make it easy to build your credit and enjoy the good things in life.
We invite you to join 5 Star Community Credit Union. We are community-minded and member-focused. Come visit our locations in West Burlington and Mount Pleasant or online at 5starcu.org. Federally insured through the NCUA, Equal Housing Lender.
Welcome back to Newsbreak. I'm your host, Nick Steffens. It is now time for sports. After a ridiculous 7-game overtime streak between the Mount Pleasant and Washington girls soccer teams, Thursday's game finally ended in regulation. On the Panther senior night, Mount Pleasant won 3-0 over the rival Demons, earning revenge for a shootout loss earlier this year. Manning had 2 goals in the game, one in the first half and one in the second. She was out with an injury the last time the two teams played. The now extinct 7-game overtime streak began on April 22, 2019, when Mount Pleasant beat Washington 1-0 in an overtime game. The Demons later repaid the Panthers with a 2-1 golden goal win in Mount Pleasant. Over the 7-game streak, Washington won 4 games, and Mount Pleasant won 3. The last time the two teams had ended a game in regulation came when Mount Pleasant beat Washington 4-0 back when I was a senior on May 10, 2018. Washington and Mount Pleasant boys soccer met for the second time this season on Monday night. The Demons were winners in the first Southeast Conference clash between the two squads, 5-0, and in the second meeting, Washington topped Mount Pleasant once again, 5-1. Washington improves to 6-2 on the season, while Mount Pleasant drops to 3-5. The Demons will go head-to-head with Fort Madison, who is 9-0 on the year, on Thursday. Mount Pleasant will face off with Keokuk, who is 2-6. The Washington boys golf team completed a perfect season in the Southeast Conference regular season on Monday. After winning every other meet in league play this season, Washington grinded out a 5-stroke win over Fairfield at Schaefer Memorial Golf Course in Fort Madison. The Demons shot 163 for first place. Fairfield took second, shooting 168, and Mount Pleasant finished 15 strokes behind the Trojans with 138 for third. With the win, Washington wrapped up the 2023 SEC regular season championship. The Demons were led by Roman Roth, who shot a 38 to win medalist honors by 2 strokes. Rajan Roth was right behind Roman, shooting a 40. Mount Pleasant's Nate Disming led his team, shooting 43 on the day. Reese Kaufman was close behind him with a 44. Overall, Washington's total of 928 in the regular season helped them win the championship by 79 points. Mount Pleasant finished third with 1,106. Individually, Washington's Roman Roth had a stroke total of 180, which was calculated without his worst score added. Rajan Roth was right behind him with 182, and Conrad's 197, earning the Demons the top 3 score overall. The teams will return to Fort Madison for the conference tournament later in the year. Schaefer Memorial Golf Course will play host to the SEC Championship on May 3rd. The Washington girls golf team has done a lot of winning this season, and on Monday night at Burlington's Flint Hill Golf Course, they did it once again. In that final Southeast Conference meet of the season, the Demons were victorious with a team low score of 166. That was 23 strokes less than the run-up Keokuk. Mount Pleasant did not post a team score due to only having 3 golfers. The Demons' highest individual finisher on the day was McKenna Conrad. The senior was 1 stroke away from first, settling for second with a 39. Teammate Mallory Johnson was just one shot behind with a 40. For Mount Pleasant, Kylie Walderback led with a low of 54. And that is the news for Southeast Iowa. I've been your host, Nick Steffens. This has been your news break, and I will see you next.